freak off essentially was something that Cassie said she learned about through Sean Combs about a year into their relationship. He described it as wanting to watch her have sex with someone else. And she said that she did it because she was 22, 21. She was young. She didn't know any better, and that she wanted to please Sean Combs.
These celebrities with no real context as to why. And you really hit the nail on the head a minute ago when you said jury selection's kind of boring, but not in the Diddy case.
What happened to Ava Baroni Combs? In 2020, Sean Diddy Combs shocked the world with a single Instagram live, introducing a young girl as his adopted daughter. It was a moment that felt heartwarming, a music mogul stepping up during a global crisis. But years later, that same moment has sparked a firestorm of questions, rumors, and chilling allegations. Where is Ava now? Why did she vanish from the spotlight? And what's the real story behind Diddy's inner circle? Buckle up, because this tale takes some wild turns. Back in 2020, the world was locked down, and Diddy was making headlines from his Los Angeles mansion. On Instagram Live, he brought out a young white girl named Ava Baroni Combs, calling her his adopted daughter. He grinned as she introduced herself, even comparing his decision to celebrity adoptions like Madonna's. At the time, it seemed like a feel-good story. Diddy, the Bad Boy Records founder, was giving a child a new home during uncertain times, but something about the moment felt off to fans. Ava's body language was tense, her responses short. Diddy's words, like his odd Madonna reference, raised eyebrows. Why compare himself to someone whose adoptions have been questioned for years? Still, the internet buzzed with excitement, until Ava stopped appearing. And that's when the whispers started. Fast forward a few months, and Ava was nowhere to be seen. No family TikToks, no birthday posts, no casual mentions in Diddy's endless stream of content. Fans noticed she was often placed next to Diddy's sons, Justin and Christian, in the few clips that did exist, but rarely with his daughters. Her absence was glaring. Social media lit up with questions. Where were the school photos, the holiday updates? The more people dug, the stranger it got. No one could find legal adoption records. Some said her body language in that live stream screamed discomfort. Others pointed out Diddy's vague explanation. She was on the streets before he picked her up. The story didn't add up, and what came next would only deepen the mystery. Enter Terrence Howard, an actor known for his raw honesty. In a 2023 interview, he dropped a bombshell about Diddy that sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Howard claimed Diddy once tried to lure him into a compromising situation under the guise of acting lessons. He described a creepy encounter where Diddy seemed more interested in personal boundaries than professional growth. Howard shut it down, saying he refused to compromise his manhood. His words were cryptic but pointed, hinting at a darker side to Diddy's world. Fans quickly connected the dots to Ava, wondering if her brief appearance tied into something more sinister. While Howard didn't name her directly, his comments fueled speculation that Diddy's charm hid a troubling pattern, and that pattern was about to get messier. Then came Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, who didn't hold back. Deal, a man who'd seen the inner workings of Diddy's empire, claimed Ava's adoption was nothing but a publicity stunt. According to him, Diddy plucked a vulnerable girl from obscurity during the pandemic, paraded her for the cameras, and then cut her loose when the headlines faded. Deal's words hit hard because he wasn't just a bystander. He was part of Diddy's inner circle. He hinted at a culture where morals were tossed aside for power and image. But he didn't stop there. Deal suggested there might be footage, evidence so disturbing that federal investigators were already digging through Diddy's seized devices. If true, this wasn't just a PR move gone wrong. It was something far darker. And the feds were closing in. Now, let's talk about Cassie Ventura, because her story casts a long shadow over this mystery. In 2023, Cassie, Diddy's former girlfriend and bad boy artist, filed an explosive lawsuit that changed everything. She accused Diddy of controlling every aspect of her life for over a decade. Her clothes, her phone, even her body. The most chilling part? She described being forced into what she called freak-offs, orchestrated encounters with strangers at Diddy's parties that left her feeling broken. Court documents reveal Diddy allegedly recorded these moments, not for fun, but for leverage. Cassie's lawsuit was settled for $20 million in just 24 hours, but her 2025 trial testimony brought it all back. She spoke of violence, coercion, and a life under Diddy's thumb. Fans couldn't help but see echoes in Ava's story. A young girl introduced with fanfare, then gone without a trace. Could Ava have been caught in a similar web? The parallels are hard to ignore. The heat turned up in 2024 when federal agents raided Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami homes. The raids, part of an ongoing sex trafficking investigation, uncovered over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, drugs, and cash, items prosecutors linked to Diddy's alleged freak-offs. He was indicted in September 2024 on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation for prostitution. The allegations painted a picture of a man using his empire to manipulate and control. While Ava's name hasn't been officially tied to the case, whispers online suggest investigators are looking into whether minors were involved in these events. The lack of clarity about Ava's whereabouts only fuels the speculation. Was she a victim hidden in plain sight? Or just a fleeting PR prop? The answers remain locked away, but someone else is ready to spill the tea. That someone is 50 Cent, and he's not playing around. For years, he's been vocal about his beef with Diddy, but now it's clear it was never just about music. 50 Cent's upcoming Netflix documentary, Diddy Do It, promises to dive deep into the allegations swirling around Diddy, abuse, trafficking, and maybe even Ava. Insiders claim the film could include real footage or testimony that blows the lid off this saga. 50 Cent's been teasing it with lines like, "They can't charge him for what we saw, but we can't unsee it." The internet's buzzing with theories that Ava's story might be a centerpiece, especially if she's cooperating with investigators, as some sources claim. If that's true, her testimony could be the key to unraveling Diddy's world. But until the documentary drops, we're left with more questions than answers. So where does this leave us? Ava Baroni Combs appeared for a fleeting moment in 2020, introduced as Diddy's adopted daughter, only to vanish from the public eye. Terrence Howard's cryptic warnings, Gene Deal's insider claims, and Cassie's chilling lawsuit paint a picture of a man whose empire might hide dark secrets. Federal investigators are circling. 50 Cent's documentary looms large, and the internet won't stop digging. Was Ava a PR stunt, a victim, or something else entirely? The truth is still out there, and it's up to us to keep asking questions. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think happened to Ava? Hit that subscribe button because this story's far from over.